two, one.
My name is Amina, and I guess I prefer black just because going by African American kind of makes me feel like I'm a subordinate to white supremacy. And yeah, black just, I get to reclaim my identity, kind of prefer that. So.
Okay. And how old are you?
I am 18.
18. Okay, fantastic. Kelly
at Lewis University.
At Lewis University. This is Dr. Christy Kelly at Lewis University, and she is, are you head of diversity and inclusion here?
Actually, I'm the director of multicultural student services,
Okay.
Which has an emphasis on diversity and inclusion, especially advocacy for underrepresented minority students, and we do programming across campus that has an emphasis on diversity and inclusion.
Wonderful. And you were just telling me that every month you have a themed month for your programming that you offer?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So, of course, February, Black History Month. So, students, faculty, and staff will receive this document from us and have an opportunity to participate in any one of these events that are taking place. Wonderful. And there you are right there.
Hey, hey. So we're going to be talking about the power of naming, Black versus African American. And, you know, I was telling Christy that I talked to about 8 people in St. Louis, ranging in age from 18 to 50. And then, of course, my dad, who was 79. And the responses were very, very interesting. So I'm interested to see what these young people have to say about that. And then we'll explode out a little bit and talk about, as you saw in the booklet, Native Americans are asking the same thing. Is it indigenous people? Is it American Indians? Is it Native Americans? And then Latino people.
Is it Hispanic? Is it? On behalf of the Office of Multicultural Student Services, I welcome you to one of our many activities and or programs, events that will take place and has been taking place over the course of the month. I thank faculty and staff who are in the room, and especially students. Just for logistic stuff, if you haven't already, make sure you touch base with Arts and Ideas in order to get your co-incentive credit. But what I am going to do is introduce our featured speaker, who I am just so happy and blessed to have been introduced to and to get to know more about. She will discuss the power of naming, particularly Black versus African American and the usage, and so much more. So I would like to introduce Treasure Shields Redmond, and if you will welcome her, I'd greatly appreciate it.
I'm going to open with a song. I'm going to make everyone sing a song about names. Is everybody ready? This is a Swahili song, thank you. And you have to learn just a few simple words. So you have to learn how to say, Funge alafia.
Funge alafia.
Funge alafia.
Funge alafia.
Ashe, ashe.
Ashe, ashe.
And then when someone says, Dewo de, you answer with your given name. So it sounds like this. Funge alafia, ashe, ashe. Funge alafia, ashe, ashe. Funge alafia, ashe, ashe. Funge alafia, ashe, ashe. Dewo de, treasure. Ashe, ashe. Dewo de, Tennille. Ashe, ashe, Dewo de, Ashe, ashe, sing it with me. Dewo de. Okay, there we go. Go ahead.
Hey, what's going on? My name is Shay, and I am a Black man. I'm not African American. I'm a Black man.
And why not African American?
I wouldn't necessarily consider myself American because I don't know where my people come from, but everybody in America does, so they consider themselves as a part of this continent. But ain't no telling what part of Africa my people are from. There's no telling what part of the world my people are from. We are original people all around this world. There are original Asiatic black men in Asia. So I could be from Asia, I could be from Australia, I could be from Africa, but I'm not African American. I'm a black man in America.
Okay, all right, thank you. How old are you?
28.
28. All right, thank you, Saint.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
I identify as black because I think that my identity has been formed around American blackness as opposed to an African American identity. There's so much respectability tied into the term African American that I've been conditioned with, and also I don't connect with Africa as much as I do with the understanding of the black experience here in America. Like, slavery isn't necessarily the beginning of our history, but it is extremely formative in creating the communities and our self-identities. And so I feel like I definitely spring out of the black class of black folk. So,
And what's your name?
TK Smith.
TK. How old are you?
I am 25.
25. Fantastic.
Okay. My name is Nick, and I prefer to be called Black because I like the way it feels when I say it. I like the emotions or the history that comes to mind. I automatically think of Black history. I automatically think of just powerful individuals who have made a difference in my life and everyone else's life. So, yep.
Okay, fantastic. How old are you?
I am 28.
28. One.
My name is Rodney Smith, and the question is very, very interesting. It's a question that's been asked, I think, for the last, since since I was aware of it, since high school, and I'm pretty old. I'd rather be called Black, and I think because African American, number one, does not allow us to have that immigrant experience like, let's say, the Irish Americans or the Italian Americans. We don't have that ability to be white in a white America. We're going to always be Black. I don't think that we are at a point in our stage, in the American experiment, that we will go beyond this idea of Blackness. If whites have to be white, if they can live off of this idea of white privilege, right? If they can have the white privilege, we will always be considered other. And so if that's true, having American on my name means absolutely nothing because it affords me nothing.
And how old are you?
I'm 50 years old.
All right, thank you.
Personally, I think that the actual word doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? If I gotta pick one, I'd rather be called Black. I dislike the term African American. That's disrespectful. But long as you actually recognize what my root is and where that comes from, whatever you call it is interchangeable, really.
And how old are you?
I'll be 32 in March.
36. Okay.
Hi. Shay Brown, the poet. I won't say my real name. Everybody knows me as Shay Brown. We're going to keep it at that. I prefer to be called black because I identify more with that word than I don't identify with African American at all. You're gonna call me stolen land to a stolen land, so both of these, like it doesn't connect to my identity because it's two false things. You know what I'm saying? Technically, it's like, well, that's not even the real name, and then you added it to this place that y'all came and stole, basically. So I don't know, I don't associate it with it. So I associate with black because that's what I know I am, and that's what I was raised as. You know, and I come from a long line of strong black women, and they don't identify as African American. So
And how old are you?
42.
42. All right. One.
My name is Pacia Anderson, and I prefer to be called Black. I prefer Black because it is the most all-encompassing term that can represent the magnitude and the diversity of beings that we are. I dislike African American because it is not something that we chose for ourselves. It is limiting, and if it really was about recognizing us as the original people of this land, then everybody would be called African American because everybody came from Africa. I will be 39 this year, so I'm 38 years old.
My name is Eugene Benjamin Redmond, and regarding Black and African American as handles for my people, I vacillate. I love the solidness of Black or Blacks, as Gwendolyn Brooks uses it and defended it. That it crosses all boundaries. At the same time, I am aesthetically, musically, and poetically very much associated or attached to African American. I understand her argument that African American takes in only a portion of the diaspora. Black takes in all black people. So I do vacillate, but mostly Black.
Okay. And how old are you?
I am 79 years old.
It's the golden time of day. I thought that those responses were so interesting that it deserved a further response from me. You know, I have to tell you, I was quite surprised that every one of the respondents preferred Black. Even though I can't say that the last respondent, Eugene Redmond, 79 years old, and happens to be my father, I can't say that he said he preferred Black. He tried to, bring us the cohesiveness at the end. But in general, he was kind of leaning toward Black. And here's why that was so surprising to me. I thought for sure at least the 18-year-old at the beginning would prefer African American, because it seems to me that that designation became kind of standard on forms somewhere in the late 80s, which would have been before she was even born. So I thought for sure that that would be all she knew. And she had possibly the most curt and revolutionary response. Now, another thing that I noticed that kept coming up was a relationship to Africa, but an acknowledged primacy of the time that we, as descendants of Africans, have spent here on U.S. soil, and how we've developed a culture here that is African descendant, but something else. Another thing I noticed was a reticence to be associated with the term American, kind of seeing the term American as a proxy for white. And I thought Rodney's response was particularly poignant in saying that American is supposed to afford you some safety, some privilege, and that he felt like he didn't receive that. So why use the term American? So interesting. Now, here's the part where I tip my hand. I prefer black as well. And here's why. I prefer black because I was raised by Pan-Africanists who believe that all the descendants of Africans are kin. And when I call myself black, that means I can go to Suriname, I can go to Guyana, I can go to Haiti, I can go to Veracruz, and I can be with my kinfolk. If I say I'm African American, then I'm something separate. That's how it feels to me. So yeah, this has been an interesting set of responses, and it gives me a lot to think about. Turned out to be a great presentation. And if you would like for me to come to your group and lead any conversation, not just about naming, but any conversation that includes creative diversity and inclusion facilitation, just let me know. I'm at treasure@femininepronoun.com. Stay black.